Hello again. Today I'm going to show you how to make homemade salsa, and it's a pretty easy recipe. It's a little time consuming because it's all fresh ingredients, and I'm roasting the tomatoes and the peppers that go in it, so that takes a little while for them to roast and then to cool down so you can handle them. Just wanted to start out by showing you I have roasted tomatoes. There's more than one kind of tomato in there, and there are some peppers. I think they've fallen down in there, but I've got yellow tomatoes and red tomatoes, and I've got some small Amish paste tomatoes and some Romas. Now, as you can see, I have the tomatoes and peppers out of the oven, and I am putting them into the blender and going to chop them up, make sure they're mixed up real good. I've got some onion in the bottom of that. But let me just show you here what I've got on the stove. You can see I have got my peppers and the tomatoes, and I used a mixture of red tomatoes, yellow tomatoes, and some paste tomatoes, some Amish paste tomatoes, and some Roma tomatoes. Now, you can use whatever tomatoes you've got. Let me set this camera up here and I'll show you what I'm going to do to add to this. First thing I've got is 2 cups of vinegar. So I'm going to add that to it. I'll go ahead and turn my heat on low. And then I mixed 5 cups of onions in with my blended mixture, but I wanted some of the onion chunks in it, so I've still got 5 chunks, or 5 cups of onions in here that are still in chunks. Then I have got, some of y'all will remember when I did the garlic last year, put it in the refrigerator. If you can go back and find that video if you want to see that. And my garlic press, when I went to mince my garlic today, broke right in my hand. So I have fine diced my garlic, and I did put a little bit of it in with the blender too. So it'll have some chunks and some that are pureed into the mixture. Now I've also got a 1/2 cup of sugar that I'm going to add to this. Get me a big spoon so I can start to stir this stuff around, get it all mixed up, because I want that sugar to melt, and it will shortly when the heat gets up there. Okay, so then, now this calls for several different kinds of peppers, but instead of, I don't know if that's my light up here, yeah, it is, I'll turn that off. Instead of the amount of jalapenos or cayenne pepper, I decided I did use a little bit of jalapeno, and I've also used bell peppers, and there's another pepper that I used that somebody gave me. I forgot now what the name of it is. I'll have to find out for you. But I'm using some chili peppers, just a little small, probably 10 or 12 ounces of chili peppers. So I'm going to put that in it. I wanted that in it for color. And then I've got 3 cans of tomato paste that I'm adding to it, because I want this good and thick. Get all of that out of there. Okay, so got that in it. And then I'm going to bring this, get it hot, bring it up to a boil, then I'm going to simmer it for 30 minutes. And then once that's done, I've got some cilantro, 2 bunches of cilantro there that is chopped up, and I'm going to add that to it. Okay, and I'm also going to add a teaspoon of black pepper, and then I've got 4 teaspoons of canning salt, pickling salt. Add that to it. Okay. Okay, so this has now simmered for 30 minutes. So I'm going to start stirring in this cilantro. Let's get all of that out of there. Gonna get it all stirred in. And then I'm gonna let it simmer for about another 10 or 15 minutes. And then I will start putting it in the jars. Okay, so I'm filling jars. I already filled up some of them and got them into the canner. And as you can see, filling them up to 1/2 inch. And then putting them into the not the pressure canner, into the water bath canner. And so all you have to do is just put them in the jars. Make sure that you wipe these rims real good. And then I've got my lids over here. Put your ring on it, finger tight, just like that, and it's ready to go into the canner. And then once we process them, and I'll put the recipe on here. I believe it's like 15 or 20 minutes that they have to process in the water bath. And then you just have to let them sit for 24 hours and they're ready to go. So my husband's already been in here tasting this stuff and he says it's good. And process these for 35 minutes. Okay, so now you can see I have got, looks like about 18 jars of salsa finished. And